Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Print All the Things, Episode 4. My name is Bwana, and I'll be your host today. Hi. This is my podcast where I talk about all things 3D printing. This is Episode 4, and I'm happy to say that I forgot something. There it is. I forgot the logo. Polymaker logo, sponsored by Polymaker. Thank you so much, Polymaker, for sponsoring this show. Polymaker makes some great filament. Head over to polymaker.com to check out everything they got. I print a lot of their Polyterra line and their Polylight line. They got a bunch of stuff over there. High quality filament, great prices, and always just in stock, just always there. So check out Polymaker. We did a giveaway last Saturday, and we're going to do one this Saturday too. And I got to say, it was interesting. Some of you just didn't watch this episode, episode 3 of Print All the Things, and you didn't know the keyword. Last week it was Grogu, so we're going to give you a keyword into this one too for this Saturday. People eventually got it. It like started to, it was like a wheel going down the hill. It started to happen after a while. But Print All the Things. This is episode 4. I think we're finally in our stride. We're getting going here. We actually have some news today, and I'm very excited. This popped up as I was prepping. That's a lot of P's. This popped up as I was prepping for today's show. The Prusa guys over at PrusaPrinters.org and Prusa3D.com, whatever links, the people who make the Prusa Mini, Prusa MK3S, and other things that you probably have heard of, Prusa Mint, they've released their original PrusaXL Dev Diary #1 in FAQ. This is the first update on their new PrusaXL printer that they announced about 3 months ago. This is the first update that they've come out with to give us some information. So first off, the first thing I looked for was a release date. I didn't see one, so I was like, all right, cool. Well, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. I was like, when's it coming out? When's it coming out? When's it coming out? The first thing is that in this article, they talk about is the part shortage and what's happening. And this was a warning that Joseph gave us when they announced the PrusaXL. They said that the global part shortage and silicon shortage and just chip shortage is going to affect the PrusaXL's delivery and shipping time. So expect delays, expect some unforeseen circumstances, and they'll do their best to work through them. So they started with the same thing and said this time, well, happens to be a war going on in Ukraine, which is right next door to their factory. So they're trying to do as much as they can to work through that. But the silver lining is that through this whole process of, trying to be efficient and trying to work through these challenging situations, they managed to find a better chip, a new generation of the same motherboard chip that they were going to use for the PrusaXL. They found a better one, and it has more horsepower, and it's going to enable them to do more with the same firmware. So there's your silver lining. That's actually a very, very good thing. A very good thing. They also talk about their SMT production line that they mentioned before and how they're going to be able to manufacture their own electronic boards for the PrusaXL in-house. So they don't have to depend on any kind of third-party provider for that. So that's actually a very, very good thing because it allows them to have more control over their assembly. That's going to help us at the end of the day. Goodbye to the wipe tower. Ooh, yes. As someone who's been really looking forward to the PrusaXL, because this will be my first foray into MMU or multi-filament tool changing things. The wipe tower was something that I dreaded because I just felt like it was such a waste of filament. If you don't know what a wipe tower is, what it is that every time you change filaments, if you're changing a color, if you're doing a multicolor filament, it prints to a tower to basically clean the nozzle and get, how you change your filament, you have to flush the nozzle of the old filament to get the new filament going through. So what the technology currently does today is that it prints on a tower off to the side of the actual print to get rid of some of the excess filament. And you've got this giant tower of filament that you're going to end up throwing away or melting down to mold something beautiful. That's another thing. But the elimination of the wipe tower is something that Prusa is striving for, that they're working towards reducing the need for it by using the technology in an extruder that they have a lot of control over. So they have a lot of control over the cooling, the retractions, and everything because they designed this particular extruder. So they're working towards either eliminating the wipe tower or getting a very, very small wipe tower going on. And that makes me happy because that's less wasted filament. They're also talking about finalizing the next extruder and the design and letting us know that they're in the final stages. They're in the final stages of getting the hardware completely done. And finally, if you go down to the FAQ, when is the expected shipping date for the first batch? We're aiming for Q3 2022, and I was very happy to see that that's actually a pretty aggressive. I think that's a pretty aggressive timeline. I was expecting it to be Q4, maybe even Q1 2023. So I hope they can make this Q3 2022 deadline, or I'm sorry, ship date estimate. That would make me very happy because if I can be printing on my PrusaXL, I did pre-order one. If I can be printing on the PrusaXL this year, that would be absolutely amazing. So very, very happy to see some news coming from Prusa on the PrusaXL, and I'm going to be following this one very closely. Every time we see a dev diary on this, you better know I'm going to be talking about it here on Print All the Things. Yes, yes. So let's talk about what's on the printer. I'm going with a different format today. Since I got my camera working again, this is my main Elgato face cam, so I don't have to use my DSLR and do all these cut shots and everything that I was doing before, even though, you know, it looked good. It took forever to make, so this is going to be a lot easier to work with. Now I can actually just show you things on the show. So we did some more C3POs and some more R2D2s this week using the Jessie PLA. This is the neon green that we got from our subscriber box. We still haven't gone through it. So we printed some more of the C3POs, and also these are from Wekster, by the way, patreon.com/Wekster. And also, I forgot about this. Wekster was in my live chat when this happened. I was like, Wekster, don't, because he showed some previews of C3PO, right? And he was talking about how, or in his previews, he showed R2D2. I was like, Wekster, did you make an R2D2 as well? He was like, yeah. And it turns out I had printed it before. I forgot I printed it. It was part of a Princess Leia diorama where Princess Leia was feeding the card into R2D2 from A New Hope, from Star Wars Episode 4, right? And I was like, oh yeah. So I immediately rushed back and I got it. I got the model and I've printed like maybe 5 or 6 of these already. They're so cute. These little R2D2s from the printed solid neon green. It's really nice, really nice, really nice. So that was the first thing we did. We printed a bunch of these during our live stream this week, and it was fun. We also did our Pokemon starters. These are from ChaosCoreTech, and ChaosCoreTech is a great modeler. I'll put the Patreon link in the description and any other links that are relevant. These are Pokemon starters for the newest Pokemon game that's coming out later this year. I'm not going to even try to butcher the name because I don't remember what it was. But these are some new Pokemons. And I printed them in 3 different colors to kind of denote their types. If you're familiar with Pokemon, you got fire types, grass types, and water types and whatnot. This is Fuecoco. I think that's his name. Fuecoco. And he's a favorite for a lot of fans to pick as their starter Pokemon. And ChaosCoreTech knocked this out of the park. These are very nice. And then we also have Quaxley. Can you guess what Quaxley is? A duck. And I printed this, and I'm sorry, this is the Jessie PLA ice. The red ice that I bought last week. And this is the Polymaker sponsor. Hashtag wang 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 wang. Hashtag ad. This is the Polymaker Polyterras. I've been calling it cyan, but it's actually not called cyan. I think it's called pastel ice. Yeah, it's like something like pastel ice. I've been calling it cyan, but that's not the actual proper color. I'm going to put the actual link to what it is in the show description. This is Quaxley. It came out really nice. All of these required a good amount of supports. What I did was I oriented them kind of like this at an angle, and I just had the supports going this way. You can kind of tell on the back there's a little bit of support scarring, but that's kind of where you want to have these. And again, this Polymaker filament just looks so good. And then finally, we have the animal that I can't remember this name. If you know what the name is, let me know in the comments. This is the cat. This is the grass type cat, and the Jesse PLA neon green, and it came out really nice as well. I really like this neon. It's very bright though. It's kind of hard to show off unless you've got you've got a decent camera and control over your lighting. But I forgot the name of this, and every time I was like talking about it in my live chat room at twitch.tv/Bwana, where we stream every day except Wednesdays and Sundays and 6 o'clock p.m. Every time we talked about this guy, I couldn't remember his name. I can't remember it now. And I didn't write it down because I'm smart. That's how smart I am. So this one is another by ChaosCoreTech. All of these I got from thangs.com, and I'll put links to those in the show description as well. Next, we have another Polymaker filament. This is my favorite. This is Fossil Gray. You know something was coming in Fossil Gray because Bwana loves the Polyterra Fossil Gray. This is Judge Dredd. And boy, oh boy, this is an Eastman model, patreon.com/Eastman. This is an Eastman model, and man, did it come out gorgeous. This reminds me of the Deadpool model that we talked about a few episodes ago, because it's easy to print. There's absolutely no supports, and there is an insane amount of detail on it. Let me tell you, if you're a painter, this is one you want to paint. There's a great deal of detail on his armor and all the little parts of his belt, and it's one part. There's no separate base. It's just one print. You just turn on the printer, boom, it's done. And I printed this on the Prusa Mini. Those other two, let's see, I printed R2-D2 on the MK3S, and all the Pokemons were printed on the Minis. This was printed on the Mini at 80% scale. It wasn't at full scale. It was at 80% scale. So it can get a little bit bigger at full scale. But this is Judge Dredd. Came out really, really nice. Really, really nice. I'm quite proud of that one. And again, the Polyterra filament, the Polymaker Polyterra filament looks really, really good. And finally, this is something that I started on stream yesterday to celebrate Spider-Man's No Way Home coming out to digital. And we didn't finish it on stream, but we did manage to finish it for today's show. This is Spider-Man Eastman model. You may have seen this one. I've printed this one many times. It's a very, very good Spider-Man model. Yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home is on digital now. So if you haven't seen it, I haven't seen it. So I'm looking forward to watching it. But this is an Eastman model. It's been out for a while. And I really like it because he did some really cool things with the base to make it look like there's some debris beneath Spider-Man there. And this neon green is really, really, really shining. So really, really nice. So yeah, there you go. This is the Polymaker and the Jesse PLA lines from printedsolid.com that we use this week. And that's the filaments that we have. The Jesse PLA neon green, the Jesse PLA red ice. Those are primarily what I have left outside of what I use for BwanaLabs.com. And I'm hoping to get some new filaments in this week. So I'm checking the mail. I'm like, yes. And also the Fossil Gray, of course, with Judge Dredd, man. Came out really, really nice. So, what is our keyword going to be for this week's giveaway? How about... I don't know. You just have to show up to find out. I can't think of a keyword for this week's giveaway. You know what? Let's do Dredd. D-R-E-D-D. Dredd. Because this is my favorite print this week. That's what we'll do. We'll make the keywords one of my favorite prints. So Dredd. D-R-E-D-D. 2 Ds. Case should matter. And you come in my live stream on Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern. And you just type in that word. No hashtags, no exclamation marks, no bangs. Just keyword. I'm going really old school. with the giveaways. I'm not doing the bot commands. These are all just keyword giveaways. All right. So DREDD. Show up for that. And type that in the message, in the chat, when you show up on Saturday at 6 p.m. And you will be entered into the giveaway. And again, with these giveaways that we're doing related to the podcast, you don't have to stay the whole time. Okay. So if you just show up to the podcast when you can, or show up to the show when you can, type in Dredd in chat and you can leave. And if you win, you'll come back to Twitch with a message in your inbox asking for your shipping information, where Polymaker will be sending you some filament. So that'd be great. Bonus. We're also doing a giveaway on Thursday as well. A normal giveaway. We probably will have some exclamation marks in this one, but it'll be a normal giveaway where you do have to be present on Thursday. So Thursday stream, we should start around 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing another giveaway of Polymaker filament. So 2 giveaways this week. 1 giveaway on Thursday and 1 giveaway on Saturday. So be there for both of those. And I hope you can, to win some Polymaker filament. And again, Polymaker, thank you so much for sponsoring the stream. And you guys are helping our community so much. So many people have been introduced to 3D printing, and to give everyone, you know, a line of filament that people will recommend, because there's a ton of types of filaments out there. And filament is a very important part of 3D printing. The fact that you guys are supporting this community is really, really awesome. So if you guys can, go on social media, thank Polymaker for sponsoring Print All the Things. And that concludes this episode. Short and sweet. We talked about prints. We had some news with PrusaXL. I can't wait till it comes out. Hopefully in Q3 2022. And we got giveaways on Thursdays and Saturdays. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Have a great day. And remember, print all the things. Do it. Do it now.